Have you ever been working and had someone come up to you and make a comment about you doing something wrong and think, hey, I do this every day, you don't, what do you know? Well, do you wonder why people do that? Do you wonder why people think they know so much? Well, let's explore this question together and use the reason why to not only better ourselves, but our businesses and our goals. Welcome to my channel. My name's Taylor Klein, and today we're going to be exploring the field of social psychology and seeing how we can use the power of the mind to not only better ourselves, but use the power of the mind as an advantage for our businesses. So let's find out why people think they know so much. Now, to start our discussion today, we're going to be talking about what's known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. Now, the Dunning-Kruger effect was discovered in 1999 by social psychologists Dunning and Kruger, hence the name. And they wanted to find out the answer to the very question we're asking today of why people who know so little think they know so much. In their studies, they conducted tests ranging from emotional intelligence to even mathematics and chess. And then they asked the participants to rate how skillful they thought they were going to be in the subject, and then they measured their performance and saw how they actually performed. For example, they surveyed people on their perceived driving ability and how well they thought they rated compared to their peers. And 88% of them said they scored in the top 50%. Now, how can 88% be in the top 50%? That's what Dunning and Kruger thought, and they then saw this trend continue into every other field that they surveyed. As Dunning and Kruger were conducting the tests, they started to notice that the people who were below average to the worst started to rate themselves as being as good, if not better, than the experts, or at the very least somewhere in the ballpark, when they in reality knew little to nothing about the subject that they were being tested on. Then once they would give those who were surveyed a small class in whatever they were being tested in, they then soon realized how little they actually knew and how truly bad they'd performed. Dunning and Kruger then likened this to being ignorant of one's ignorance. Essentially, us as humans, we don't know what we don't know, and if we know a little, we think we know a lot. However, there might be a different reason as to why people think they know so much. Well, what would be this other theory? In a study done by Dr. Gignac of the University of Western Australia and Dr. Zajankowski in the University of Warsaw, Poland, did their own experiment similar to that of Dunning and Kruger, but came to a different conclusion. They concluded that perhaps it wasn't people ignorant of their own ignorance, but maybe more so that they were motivated by not wanting to feel inferior to others. The phenomenon these two scientists are describing is known as the better than average effect, which was discovered in 1985 by Mark D. Alekay. The better than average effect was tested on students to see what they thought were desirable traits and what they thought were undesirable traits. So desirable traits like being nice, being attractive, being loyal, or undesirable traits like being dishonest or being rude or unattractive. They were then asked to rate themselves compared to their peers on how they exemplified these traits. Unlike the Dunning-Kruger effect, both those below average and above average overestimated their abilities and where they would rate compared to their peers. One explanation for this may possibly be that those who are below average regularly associate with others below average, and those who are above average regularly associate with those above average. And therefore, the people in those groups might think, of my friends, I'm a little bit better than them, therefore overestimating their abilities. Now, psychological theory is great and all, but what does that mean for us, our goals, our businesses, or even our lives? The real benefit comes in applying these concepts to ourselves. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, I'm trying to solve this problem with others. How does this apply to me? Think about it. It's a naturally occurring human thing. So all humans do it, including you, including me. So we have to think, do we want someone coming up to us and saying that we don't know anything? No, we'd probably see it as rude. For example, I work as a loan officer, and a very common question is, what are rates nowadays? Now, I could either answer that question to the best of my ability, or I could figure out what the person is truly trying to ask from that question, or I could say something like, well, I'm the expert here. You don't know very much, so just let me do the work and give me your numbers. That would be rude and would likely have them not use me. Now, is it wrong to be frustrated by people? No, nobody's perfect, and it's difficult dealing with humans. But that doesn't mean we can't use the Dunning and Kruger effect or the better than average effect to our benefit. The best way for us as people to overcome this challenge is by putting a team around us that has skills that we don't have. We can't be an expert in everything. So if we put those who are experts in certain categories around us, it makes our businesses all the better. And even if you're someone who's not good at putting teams together, find someone who is and collaborate. The two of your businesses will grow even stronger. When we ensure that we are constantly questioning ourselves, we make sure that our businesses stay on the forefront of our industries by not only thinking we're above average, but proving it and constantly questioning ourselves to push our businesses further. And if you're someone who feels they need an addition to their team to get you or your clients into a home, call the Mortgage Loan Pros here at Network Funding. Links for everything will be down in the description. Thanks so much for watching my video today. Like I said, my name's Taylor Klein. This is actually the first video I've ever made, so please leave a like on the video and tell me anything in the comments below that you think could make the video better, more entertaining, that you liked. Any recommendations for videos you want to see, please leave those in the description down below. And if you want to know more about me, links to my personals will be in the description down below too. Nevertheless, I hope you had a great day, and thanks for watching.